Authenticity is where positive pride and courageous action come together in a moment so that you experience human flourishing. Hey everybody, Mark Matthews here, psychologist and certified high-performance coach. It's my pleasure to introduce to you this 4-part, maybe 5-part mini-series on how to feel authentic. So to identify how to feel authentic, we first have to talk about what is authenticity. How would we define the feeling of authenticity? Well, authenticity is just when you think, feel, act in a way that is in accordance with how you think you should be living your life. Now I want to illustrate this for you, so I'm going to introduce you to one of my great friends, Simon the Fox. Simon here is a super extrovert. Someone who loves to be the life of the party, loves to kind of get around, meet as many people as possible. Simon is someone that I identify with because for me, I am an extrovert. In fact, people in my life often have called me a golden retriever because I'm a friendly guy. I really like people. I really like pretty much anybody, and I just want to spend my time being with people and embracing their energy. So throughout this video, I am going to walk you through a scenario that Simon the Fox will experience as we explore how do we cultivate a feeling of authenticity. So before we dive into talking about how you experience and feel authenticity, I want to talk about why would we need to talk about this feeling in the first place? Why would we want to feel authentic? Well, the reason why is because feeling authentic actually means that we're in alignment with our deep human motives to be consistent with both who we were and who we want to be. But the thing is that authenticity is a really tricky experience to be able to have because lots of times who we were and who we want to be come into conflict. There's a tension. And so to really experience and embrace authenticity and to know with certainty that this is authentic, this is an authentic experience for me, you have to be very clear about where you're looking in your life to figure out how you should be living your life. And so let's dive into that now. One place that people look to figure out how they think they should live their lives is their past, and oftentimes that means they look out at the people around them, the people who, they care about the most or who they're interacting with the most, and they kind of act according to how they expect that they should act for those people. Or they act in accordance with how they think those people expect them to act, right? We get expectations put on us from our social circles about who we are and how we should show up, how we should think, even how we should feel. You ever have that friend who's got a pretty low level of energy all the time? And it seems kind of weird if all of a sudden they were, spiked up with energy. It would just be off. It would seem strange, right? It wouldn't fit with what you'd be expecting in that situation. And the reason this happens is because as people, we have this motivation to be consistent. In psychology, there's actually a term that I can share with you. You can get the definition below. It's called self-verification. And self-verification is this motive that we have as people to be consistent, to verify our identity, to verify our feelings that we normally have, to verify our thought patterns or our normal way of thinking. This is a deep-seated motive that we have because when we're consistent, it's easier to know that other people will be consistent, to trust that other people will show up in a similar manner over time, which makes us feel safe. And it makes us feel like we can trust the world around us. And that's a good motive. But the thing is that we don't always want to be consistent. And so in part 2 of this mini-series, I'm going to dive into how do you actually look at the past and look at your social circle in a way that will help you positively embrace authenticity. Figure out how to use the past and use the people around you to feel a feeling of authenticity without creating tension for who you want to become, which is the next area that we look at for how we should live our life. So let's pull back for a second and think about our friend Simon, right? Simon the extrovert. Take a look here. let's consider a situation where Simon shows up to a party. Now, as an extrovert, Simon is usually the life of the party. Simon walks in, loudly announces himself, and says, "I'm here to party!" He's crowd surfing, moving around in different social groups. Honestly, has a lot of attention on him because Simon's a likable guy. He's engaging thoughtfully with everyone around him. It's like, that makes a lot of sense, right? That's who Simon is. And party after party, social gathering after social gathering, that's what people expect of Simon. So let's say that Simon goes to the party this weekend and shows up and does all of those things, is embracing that extroverted nature. How do you think Simon feels? Authentic. Feels like Simon. Probably feels really good. Experiences a high level of positive emotion. Experiences, a connection to not just the people around him, but also himself. And at the end of the day, Simon probably walks away and says, "That was a great party." Because Simon experienced authentic connection between himself and the people he was around. It's a great experience. Now, let's consider, though, that, maybe at this next social gathering, Simon actually wants to show up differently. Let's say that this next social gathering, Simon's got a lady friend, a lady fox, that he's going to be bringing to the party. And what Simon would like to do is actually tone down that extroverted nature to create space and an opportunity for people to pay more attention, to get to know his lady friend, and for her to get to know all these people. It can be really intimidating to meet a lot of people, and it can be even more intimidating to just see that the person you're there with is just getting all this attention, not in a negative way, but in a way that just creates a spotlight. And maybe he wants to, tone that down a little bit for someone who's just now getting to know people. And so, Simon shows up to the party, he's got his lady fox friend here, he's excited, maybe a little nervous, because this is different. This isn't how Simon usually shows up. Goes to open the door, and, walks in, and what happens? Where everybody's like, "Simon, what's up, man? We got games in the back, you gotta come back, we gotta play, it's time to go, Simon, Simon, Simon!" People are pumped to see Simon. What do you think Simon's lady fox friend is thinking? She's just okay, right? It's like, wow, you really got a lot of friends. This is really crazy, right? And Simon might be like, yeah, it's great, and that could be positive. But Simon might feel tension there, where Simon's like, how do I show up in a situation where I stay consistent with my goal of trying to tone it down a little bit? But also, I stay true to who I am, true to who, people expect Simon to be. How do I navigate that tension? Well, for Simon to show up in the way that he'd like to now, he actually has to rely on something else to draw his authenticity. Remember, authenticity is about thinking, feeling, and acting in accordance with how you think you should be living your life. And so Simon needs something else to rely on in order to direct where he would like to be living his life. And where does he go? His values. When Simon shows up to that party, Simon can remember, oh, the reason why I'm showing up a little bit differently here is because I'm actually trying to embrace self-improvement. In psychology, when we talk about self-improvement, what we mean is that you're just showing up in a way, you're behaving in a way, you're thinking in a way, you're feeling in a way that is in line with you getting closer to who you want to be. We all have desired selves. We all have desired identities. We all have an idea of how we'd like to be a little bit better and show up a little bit better. And that doesn't mean we have to feel inauthentic, but a lot of times it feels inauthentic. You might think of terms like imposter syndrome, right? Or, not being true to myself as things that come up when you're trying to show up a little bit differently in a given situation. And so in part 3 of this series, we're going to go in depth about how you actually can show up and be crystal clear about your values and that you're embracing self-improvement so that you can actually feel authentic even when you're in that process of change, right? Even when you're a little bit less certain about this new kind of hat you're trying on. And so for Simon to have a good experience here and still remain authentic, he just has to show up and connect with that value and tell, his friends. It's like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm excited to play some games. really want to introduce you to my lady fox friend. And also, I just want to relax at this party. I know I'm usually going crazy, but I'm just trying to take it a little bit more chill, guys. And the best part is, and we'll talk about that in part 3, is that if Simon has great friends, right, they're going to be like, oh, that's awesome, man. Good for you. I'm excited. They're going to help facilitate him having that experience. And it's true. Sometimes some of the people that you're, there with, they'll be like, oh, why the heck are you acting like that? Oh my gosh, this person's, changing because they're in a relationship now. Oh my God, they're a different person. It's like, maybe, but maybe they're just embracing self-improvement to become a little bit different in a way that they would like to, in a way that is aligned with their values. What you can see from the Simon example, or what I'm just trying to get at, is that authenticity is a very tricky experience. Because lots of times, when we're trying to be authentic, there is a clash between who we were and who we're trying to be. And in fact, when people notice that you're kind of in that in-between state, they might say something to you. In fact, I have a really great friend who made the decision to grow out his hair at one point. And in growing out his hair, it started to get longer, started to look a little different because he has very curly hair. And so it was really shocking to a lot of people who saw him with very short hair, his kind of uniform. All of a sudden he's got, he shows up 6 months later to, a family event or, hanging out with friends he hasn't seen in a while, and all of a sudden there's this crazy curly hair all over his head. They've never seen that before. They're like, oh my God, what are you doing? And what do they say, right? Some people said, dude, I like your hair. Some people said something like, what's up with your hair? Right? And that can be really tricky. I know that seems a little small and superficial, but it can actually be a really difficult experience because that's how you might feel inauthentic. Is this me? Should I be doing this with my hair? Right? If you never speak in class or in your company, or you don't normally ask for what you want in a relationship, and then you try to do that, and someone says, what's up with you? I've never seen you act like this before. It's like, that can feel really inauthentic. And you need to find a way to navigate past that, because otherwise you're never going to be able to grow, you're never going to be able to change. And if you do manage to grow and change, you're going to feel miserable. You're going to be stuck in this spot of like, what's going on? Who am I? It does not need to feel that way. In fact, it absolutely shouldn't feel that way if you understand how to experience authenticity by balancing the past and who you've been with your goals for self-improvement in the future, aligned with your values. Authenticity is where positive pride and courageous action come together in a moment so that you experience human flourishing. It's a deeply moving experience full of positive emotion that locks in the change that you're trying to cultivate and connects it to the past and the lessons that you've learned, all the things that have made you who you are. In part 4 of this series, we're going to teach you how to wrap all of this together to experience authenticity on the daily, and to use that experience of authenticity to learn and to grow and to, most importantly, facilitate authentic human connection so that you're not just meeting with people, you're not just seeing people, you're not just talking to people, but you are connecting at a deep and authentic level, and it doesn't even feel like it. It just feels like you're there and fully present with them in a way that makes you feel great. If you have enjoyed this video, if you enjoy getting to meet Simon, if you have gotten a new perspective or something that you can use, or even just a refresh today, or you're interested in the rest of this miniseries, please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe, hit that bell notification to subscribe for more content related to psychology, personal development, high performance, and honestly, just to share in a community that embraces growth and honors people wherever they're at in their journey, authentically, so that they can make that transition from who they are to who they want to be, and also feel great about who they are in this present moment. And lastly, I do ask you, please, if you have a friend in your life that creates that space for you to experience authentic connection, if you have a friend in your life who gives you the room to make changes and actually, become a different person in some ways, in a positive way that's aligned with your values, please share this content with them. Or at minimum, even if you don't share the video, just let them know that you appreciate them. Maybe tell them, hey, I watched this video on authenticity and I realized you really give me room to grow. And that matters a lot to me. That is a difference maker in my life, and I appreciate you so much for that. I'm telling you, if you tell that to them, that will be something that will not only help them do that more for you in the future, but will make them feel incredibly good. Because then they know that you're experiencing an authentic connection with them. Friends, I love you, and I'm so thankful to be sharing this journey of life with you.